In this video, I'm going to be telling you about the products that I think you should avoid when looking for things to sell online. If you avoid these hard-to-sell items, you will save time and, more importantly, money. Some items are hard to ship, whereas other items are just hard to sell on the major sales platforms eBay, Amazon, and Google Ads. Let's first look at hard-to-ship items. Avoid fragile items like the plague. They'll cause you problems at every stage of the fulfillment process and massive customer service headaches.
I once purchased some light bulbs from a specialist light bulb e-commerce company. Surprise, surprise, they all turned up broken. Not a good business to be in. Avoid large items such as furniture. These are expensive and difficult to ship. I sold furniture online at one point. It frequently turned up broken and never ever made me any money.
You should avoid low-quality items. Low-quality items have a tendency to break, and you will have unhappy customers and lots of customer service problems. You'll also get low review scores. Low review scores will mean poor performance on things like Amazon Search, and poor performance of Amazon Search will mean poor sales.
You should avoid any items which fulfillment services will have trouble with. For example, those containing hazardous chemicals. A good place to start is Amazon Shipping Guide to Shipping Prohibited and Restricted Items. On this page, it lists the items they will and will not send. So, for example, they have restrictions on hazardous and dangerous goods, perishables such as fruit and dairy and frozen products, anything which is illegal, age-restricted goods. For example, in some countries, you need a signature for alcohol or bladed products when you deliver them. Any kind of chemical products, so for example, paints and varnishes, and finally, precious metals and stones. So if you're thinking of selling anything in these kind of categories, you need to research what fulfillment options you have available to you. Some sellers create great businesses selling seasonal projects, such as Christmas-related items, but I prefer to avoid them. It is difficult to manage ordering for items which are very peaky in terms of their sales. I prefer items which sell throughout the year, and this is much easier to manage.
Whilst there are lots of successful and really cool clothing companies out there, I would avoid selling clothing for 3 reasons. Firstly, there's lots of import duty on clothing. Secondly, there's so many returns. And thirdly, clothing comes in lots of variations, and it's really difficult to keep all the variations in stock.
For example, if we look at the Burmese swim shorts on Amazon.com, we can see it comes in 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16 different designs and 13 different sizes. If you multiply those two numbers together, there's an awful lot of different sizes and designs to keep in stock.
If you launch a product that infringes someone's patent, the patent holder can get your product pulled from marketplaces such as Amazon. They may also consider legal action against you, so be really careful.
A good place to start when investigating patents is Google Patents, which is patents.google.com. From here, you can do a search of the patents which have been placed around the world. So, for example, if you are thinking of launching a dog flea treatment, just do a search for dog flea treatment. And here we can see all the patents which Google thinks match those keywords. If you think you are going to have a problem with patents and your products, you should seek professional assistance.
Some products, for example toys, electronics and medical devices, have compliance requirements which will require extensive testing to pass. So before you launch a product into these categories, you need to ask yourself whether you have the appetite and experience to do this. For example, here is a toy that I've sold in the past, and we can see on the bottom here, it's got this CE mark, and that confirms that it needs to pass certain regulations in order to be sold into the EU market. All the major e-commerce sales channels have their own set of rules of what you can and can't sell. For example, did you know that you can't sell fireworks on Google and you can't sell knives on eBay? You must check these rules before you start selling.
To get up-to-date information on what products are allowed on Amazon, I suggest you go into Seller Central and then search for prohibited products. This will then bring up relevant search from Amazon's help pages, which should give you the information you need. Secondly, on Amazon, there are some products you can actually list on Amazon, but you can't advertise. So if you do a search for on Amazon Ads, under prohibited products, you can see a list of all the things which you can't advertise on Amazon. Some of these things you can't sell, some of the things you can sell, but you can't advertise. So for example, I believe that you can sell testosterone boosters on Amazon, but you can't actually advertise them. Finally, on Amazon, there are some categories that require approval. That means that as a new seller, you have to go through an approval process before you can list your products. Examples of this include alcohol and jewelry and automotive parts. To find a list of these, if you go into Seller Central and do search for approval, then you will get a search results here which says categories and products that require approval, and from there you can get an up-to-date list. Unlike Amazon, eBay has a very easy to find restricted and prohibited products list that can be found under their customer service pages. Both Amazon and eBay, you should check all the sites you want to sell up individually because there may be different rules in different countries. Check out Google's ads policies to find the products you can and cannot advertise on Google. Again, these policies will vary by country, so check all the different countries you want to sell in. The kind of things that are covered are the policy on advertising alcohol and tobacco. Another exemption I found is that you cannot advertise fireworks on Google.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe to the channel.